I'm the director of Dragonfly Publishing, and we are the publisher of this amazing poetry collection. With me this evening is Rebecca, our project manager, and she'll be posting notes and links in the chat, so please keep an eye out for what's being posted. Just a few bits of housekeeping before we get the party started. So this event is being recorded and may be used for promotional purposes and for those who are unable to attend. If you don't wish to be seen or heard, please mute your audio and video accordingly. Please also mute your audio while presentations and performances are occurring. If you have any burning questions, please post them in the chat and we'll do our best to try and answer them. To avoid Zoom bombing, we have disabled screen sharing, and any participant suspected of being a Zoom bomber will be right royally ejected. Finally, please keep your language tasteful because there may be impressionable people at this event. I'm not sure where, but there may be, so we'll just keep it nice and tasteful. So we have a fabulous lineup of performers. Not only will Paul be reading from his book and performing, but we also have Skylar J. Wynter launching the book and performing some of her spoken word poetry. Cover artist Neshka will be talking about the artwork. Novelist and spoken word artist Jeff Cottrill, will be introducing us to Adequate Man, and trust me, you will be rolling on the floor laughing. And we have two very special performances by two incredibly talented young men, Jadon and Elijah Cohen. So to kick us off this evening, please give a warm welcome to Jadon, who is going to perform Feelings for us. So take it away, Jadon.
Feelings. There are all different feelings, like sad, happy, angry, lonely. They all have different meanings, and I feel the emotions of each one deeply.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Jadon. I think he's a future star, don't you all agree? I'm sure he's going to be overtaking his dad on the spoken word circuit soon as well. Bless him. Thank you so much. So to kick us off properly this evening, I'm going to introduce Skylar J. Wynter. She's the best-selling author of poetry and flash fiction collection Pieces of Humanity, which was released on the 10th of October 2020 to align with National Mental Health Month. After an incident which changed the course of her life in 2014, Wynter turned to various art forms to process the trauma and make sense of a new self. She shares her poetry in the hopes it will help others find peace within their own realities and encourage humanity to reach out to each other with decency. Skylar resides in the Perth Hills of Western Australia, where she pens her creations overlooking national parkland. And when she's not writing, she likes to create beautiful things with her limited jewellery making and sculpting skills and serene spaces in her garden. She loves a great book, a sunny day, and witnessing humans behaving decently. She hates cooking and injustice, hopes COVID-19 does one and online poetry events don't, and that someone finds a way to make celery taste like cheesecake. Skylar is also the author of a recently released poetry and art collection called Shine. So please give Skylar a warm welcome. Thank you. Take it away.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me? Just a thumbs up. Because, yeah, awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for turning up. This is amazing. And Paul, congratulations. I'm so excited we got here. Yay. My little bits and pieces. The first thing I'm starting with is a poem that is from the book. It's called You, Beautiful You. You, beautiful you. You fill me up with your love till I float like a dove with the sun high above and the sea far below. No, I will never walk away, let you go. You, beautiful you. You bring so much light to my life and I bring that to you. All I am, all my worth I offer to you so you know I am true. I'm real. I'm a person with whom you are sold, a place that you know you are always safe. You, beautiful you. I love your mind, love your soul, love your heart. I'll fill the hole that's been left there by those before who came knocking at your door with their selfish hands, selfish thoughts, selfish actions that left you hurt, who tried to take so much of you. Steal your heart, steal your soul, steal your love, steal your worth, left you scarred, left you crying in the pain that was all that remained when they walked away. But you, beautiful you, you are so much more than any of that. You are so much more than all of that. You are strong, you are courage, you are real, you are raw, you are you. You are filled with a drive, a determination to strive beyond all that's been cast in your way on your path. You are more than their actions, than their hurtful words, than their attempts to break you through their actions, their words. You are more than the ghosts of your past that don't last, that you want to forget, but your mind won't let you. Beautiful you. So what do? You, beautiful you take all your pain, you sit in it and drain on the page with a pen like a gun in your hand. Take them down one by one, push the clouds, pull the sun, brighten your life and help others hiding under their covers of hopelessness, shame. Help them push it away. Know that they are not alone, so they feel better and glow. Every person that reads you, that sees you, that knows you, makes the world brighter as they feel validated, feel lighter. And I will love you on your bright days, your shadow days, your nonchalant days. I will love you in silence, in distance, in written words, face to face, soul to soul. I will always love you unconditionally. I will always be here for you, ready to be by your side, to catch you if you fall, pick you up, dust you off, hold your hand, heal your wounds, to remind you just how beautiful and important you are to me, to so many, to the world, to the stars. You, beautiful you, lovely you, precious you. You are the brightest star that shines from afar, bringing light to the night in the darkness where we fight the thoughts and feelings inside, bringing clarity and clearness to the pain within us. Your beautiful heart and mind and soul, helping those who hurt to feel whole, to feel strong once again. You, beautiful you. You are the brightest star. Never stop shining. Yeah, that's an amazing poem. And I have known Paul for, I don't know, it's probably longer than I think. It's possibly nearly 3 years, maybe more. But I met Paul first at an event called Your Place, run by Rick the Most. And the poem that I just read, I think captures exactly the man that I've found Paul to be, and who I'm very blessed to call my friend. What makes Paul such a special human to me is that despite his journey through trauma, he offers exactly the kind of unconditional love he writes about in that poem to all he meets. And I absolutely can attest, and most of you here who do know me know my own journey through trauma, that, you know, offering that kind of love to others is not a small thing when your recovery from trauma is very alienating and lonesome. So Paul's first book, Soul Refraction, which we're here to launch tonight, is a masterful journey of words capturing the grief, loss, loneliness, and rediscovery and reclamation of self and soul after trauma. It is no secret that humanity is struggling to stem the tide of mental health decline globally, and that the impact trauma has on mental health continues to be largely misunderstood, misdiagnosed, and mismanaged. Within the pages of Soul Refraction, Paul has captured the multifaceted challenges faced not only by trauma sufferers, but also anyone connected to them. Compassion for self and others throughout his journey from annihilated to finding his way back to recognizable shines through, guaranteeing the reader has a safe space to gain insight into the plight of those touched by trauma. His line, "If you could read my heart, you'd find peace in its pieces," from his poem Grounding, tells any readers looking for peace exactly where they will find it. Here, between the covers, between the lines, between the words of Soul Refraction. So without further ado, it is my greatest pleasure to launch Soul Refraction and introduce you to Paul, who is a writer of poetry and short stories, a performer of spoken word, and a creator of music and lyrics. Residing in South Australia, he is featured at the Festival of Now, Mixed Bag Poetry, Spoken and Slurred, The Good Word in Adelaide, West Side Slam in New South Wales, Perth Poetry Club in WA, Alternator Poetry in the Gold Coast, and performs regularly at open mics, lives in Adelaide and live in Adelaide, and online, both nationally and internationally. Most recently placing third at the 2021 Spoken Word South Australia Winter Slam. He placed first in the April 2021 West Side Slam online in Sydney and first in the July 2020 Ruckus Monthly Online Video Slam in Brisbane. His work has been published in Calling Up the Day, Poetry at the Pub Anthology 2022, Joined Up Writing, Three Fall, Take Heart, Poetry at the Pub Anthology 2021, RDW World, Anti-Heroin Chick, and Black Buff Poetry. And his work has been shared by Me Poetry Australia, Untwine Me Australia, and Kui Poetry, to name a few. His written words also won him first place in World of Poetry's 1K Instagram competition in December 2021. Paul writes as a way of processing, understanding, healing, growing, and shares his written and spoken word poetry all over Australia and the world in the hope that it helps others too. So Paul, congratulations on the launch of your first poetry collection, Soul Refraction. Yay! Woo! Everyone, go buy a copy. It's amazing. I love it. I'll see you all later.
Thank you so much, Skylar. That was amazing. Thank you. I'm feeling very overwhelmed at this point, so I'm probably not going to say a whole lot. I did write some notes. I'm not even sure I can read them right now. So bear with me a second. Okay, I was going to do this actually. So there's a dedication in this book, and it seems very applicable now and is very much why I write and share the things that I do. So I'm just going to read that out. This is for everyone who has ever felt unseen, unheard, lost, or broken, either now or at any point in their life. This is for the people who believe in me and support me each and every day. All of you guys, thank you so much. This is for the people who support the words I share, both written and spoken, online, live, and now here in these pages. This is for the people who believed in me, who are no longer here, either by choice or not. I truly value, appreciate, love you all, and will hold space for you forever. I am always here, and I hope that my words touch you, support you, help your soul to find understanding, to heal, to grow, to soar. Yeah, thank you, everyone. It feels really bizarre, I guess. You know, it's been a lot of work, but it's been a lot of good work and a lot of fun and a lot of reflection, and it's been amazing. So thank you so much to Dragonfly. Thank you so much to Neshka for all the art, and to Skylar and Jeff and everyone else as well, like just for being here and helping me on the journey and being a part of the journey with me. So it's been awesome. Thank you, everyone. What else did I have written down here? Thanks everyone for coming to the online launch. I am also going to have another launch live in Adelaide, but that's not until the 1st of April because the Fringe is huge and busy. So getting a venue was always a challenge. but that's actually going to be out at the Hallett Cove Civic Centre, so that should be pretty cool. The City of Marion are actually going to run it as a bit of an author event, so I'll have a couple of local poets here as well, and they're talking about even trying out an open mic, so it should be a pretty interesting and pretty cool day. So I should know more about that in the next couple of weeks, so watch this space. So I think that's me for now. So I am going to share some pieces from the book now. I'm going to do this. So my book's broken into 4 sections. Soul break, soul heal, soul grow, soul soar. I'm going to read from one piece from the first 3 sections just now. And I'll do that by actually introducing each section. Soul break. Trauma is a relentless beast with sharp claws that tear at your heart and soul, with fangs that constantly gnaw on your mind. So the first poem I'm going to do tonight is Hilda here. I look into your eyes, but I can't stare too long. It's like staring at an eclipse when the moon shadows the sun. You are the brightest star that I've ever seen, but invisible to my eyes. The trauma smashes me. It stole all of my passion, all of my light, left me in the darkness with no option but to fight alone as I need to show that I am strong, that I can heal through this, although the road is long. See, it wasn't intentional. It's that I couldn't hear. Trauma left me reeling, clinging, driven by my fear. But you can't hear when you're living in fear. Fear of losing everything that's important to you, of perpetuating a reality that breaks you until it's no longer fear. And reality completely shatters you. And then you realize that hurting people hurt people, hurting people hurt people, hurting people hurt people, and I don't want to hurt you ever. So now I'm on my path to strength. I heed all I have learned, all that's been asked of me. I step back to give space. I silence up. Left beaten, battered, bloodied, betrayed. I'm still here with trust, patience, hope, and love, and I will rise. Because hurting people hurt people, hurting people hurt people, but I refuse to do that. So I'll build myself back up, brick by brick by brick by brick by brick by brick by brick, until I'm so grounded I'm unshakable, unmovable, steadfast, strong once again. Because hurting people hurt people, but I will no longer hurt. I will heal, unwavering in my strength. I will rise stronger than ever. No longer invisible, I too will now shine bright. Thank you. So the next section is called Soul Here. I am stuck in a perpetual cycle of fight or flight, or at least everyone else flies while I stay and fight for them and for me. So the next poem I'm going to do is called I Am Art. I am a speck in the universe, my voice loud as I scream my heart out to the moon and the stars, the only things that ever see me in my darkness, yet they show me the way, always stay. Each experience flashing before my eyes as I clutch at the good, process the bad, lament in all things, loved and lost, missing moments and people as I heal, regrow. Knowing nothing happens by chance, each experience important and divine in timing, just as the stars were scattered, yet precisely placed in their prominent position on the canvas of the galaxy. I am fire and ice, silence broken with the crack of a flint as the lighter fires, my eyes frozen in focus melt as the tears stream down my face in my own silent vigil to my pain. A self-sacrifice as the flame licks my skin before the smiley of self-harm burns into my arm, each scar capturing the pain that fades into my skin as time melts it away. Yet, like a dot to dot, I can connect them all. painting a picture of all that broke me, that made me. See, I am a person. I am more than the sum of the things that hurt me, that broke me, regretting nothing, respecting everything, holding space for everyone because I'm worth it and so are they, sharing the good and the bad, the inside and the out, using every ounce of strength to hold myself up on the wall for everyone to see, sharing what I've learned, how I've healed in the hope that it helps someone, saves someone, gives someone a new perspective. Far from a perfect picture. I'm torn apart by wounds and bruises, held together by scars and stitches, but despite everything, I am uniquely me and I am art. Thank you. And the last poem I'm going to do in this section is from the 3rd chapter called Soul Grow. I am lost in the silence between ticks of the clock. Only when the tick is heard am I jolted back to life. And this poem's called Walk the Talk. Depression, anxiety, stress, depression, anxiety, stress, depression, anxiety, stress, depression, anxiety, stress, mental health care in this country. Let's be honest, it's a mess. Doc, I know I'm here for the DAS test, but your black and white carelessness, your sugar-coated ignorance, do you really think that's best? Why is the person responsible for my mental health hurting it so much? What right do they have to stand between me and my psyche? Why is it the person that doesn't understand stands between me and the person that might? How can they hold my life in their hands and stop me from saving mine? It doesn't matter what the trigger, the problem's only getting bigger, so they look at the stats with rigor. Generic stats breed solutions that make us sicker, and I think your assigned risk factors are by the book, but no two people's experiences are the same if you look. See, there's no index for mental health, just a list of terms, a glossary, gloss over me and make one stick, then push me out the door still sick. See, I'm an 8%er. One of the people with a mental health condition with 2 or more disorders, PTSD, MDD, social anxiety, the glossary terms, they stick to me, now part of me, yet leaving me walking around armed. My triggers like those of a loaded gun when pulled, creating in a silent explosion. The result, a rush of blood to my wounded mind as my soul splits open and my emotions shatter, but I confront my demons head on because I have to. Because I have no choice. Because even those who understand, don't stand by me or even near me, just look the other way, walk away, and all I can do is say, don't abandon those you love in their time of need. Don't leave them in silence. For silence screams contempt, contempt breeds complacence, complacence creates indifference, and the ones you love, they're just left silently screaming, broken and alone. So find your empathy and compassion. Even when they can't care, don't care. Care for them with all that you are. Don't show them the door, show them that you're more. Stand behind the talk you talk and do not walk. Thank you. Alrighty, so yeah, thank you. That was the first bit of me tonight. I'll be back a little bit later with, I guess, the final chapter of my book and a couple of pieces from that. But up next is the amazing artist who did the cover and a few other bits and pieces in my book. So Neshka Turner is an emerging Australian artist living in sunny Perth, Western Australia. Born in Poland, but calling Australia home since 1987. From early childhood, she studied art under her artist mother's guidance. She made her draw when she wanted her to be quiet. Neshka tends to be a bit much sometimes. She's not, but her mother never wanted her to be an artist. She still doesn't. I need to talk to your mom. Neshka studied visual art at the Sydney College of Arts in the 90s. However, her career has taken her on a different path before rediscovering creativity in the 2020s. At the moment, Neshka sometimes works with special needs kids and is an active member of her community. She volunteers her skills as a face painter at local events, animal shelters, local churches, schools, and more. However, Neshka is now dedicating her time to full-time art. She loves to illustrate poems. Poetry is what got her back into art. She works in most media, including pencil and colored pencil, charcoal, hard, soft and oil pastels, acrylic and oils. Her subjects are all and many. You can view and purchase her art through her website and watch this space, as she will be entering into art competitions in the next few years to establish her name. She is the co-creator of a beautiful book, Shine, and half of Artistic Word Enterprises. She pronounces words in funny ways. Here's Neshka to pronounce some words in funny ways.
Hello. Yeah, that's me. That's me in a nutshell. I will not say much. I just want to show everyone some of the artwork, just a little bit that I've done for Paul. I'm one of the lucky people who met Paul in person just under a year ago. And what a great, beautiful soul he is. He is more than his book before it was published. So I was able to do some artwork and drawings. It's incredibly inspiring. I wish I had more time to dedicate to the illustrations for Paul, but it was in a funny time when I had shingles and COVID and about to leave overseas. So I would have loved to done more, but little I've done for Paul. I will show everyone a little bit, but I'm not going to show everything. You have to buy the book to have a look. Can I please share my screen? Will I be allowed? Yeah, okay, doing that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, there it is. Okay, so Paul approached me, asked me to do a cover. I was honored and incredibly surprised, but I love doing it. So this is the original of the cover before beautiful Lisa put the gorgeous shine coming out of Paul. This is Paul. This is how I see Paul. Reflect, repair, heal, regrow, shine. All the poetry inspired me, and yes, like Paul said, I rediscovered my art again through poetry, through Skylar and now Paul, and I hope to draw more for the poets whenever I can. I found that it's the other way around. People paint and draw, and then poets do their art to that. I love it the other way. So yeah, sorry. This was Paul probably hasn't actually seen this sketch. This was one of my first sketches that I've done for the cover, and then I've done the one that's actually there, and it was going to be one of many, and Paul said, oh no, I like that. There we go. So thank you, Paul. So my interpretation is not of just Paul's poetry, but impression of Paul as a human. Even after we just seen each other for 2 days, Paul helped us incredibly. He's just such a giving, beautiful person. And yeah, yes. Anyway, so there is a couple of other drawings that I'm going to show you from a couple of different poems, which I got to read and inspired by Paul's words. They're just little black and white sketches, but I hope they reflect the words. Another one, and I've got some quotes there. I am lost in a silence between ticks of the clock. Paul's poem capture moments and experiences we have or might have gone through at one time or another in our lives, and they capture in such a beautiful, inspiring way. So it was very easy for me to just be pulled in and create to Paul's words. It's a poetry that you read and you go, yeah, I've experienced that little moment or this little moment. They're just little spaces in time that Paul creates in his poetry. It's, yes, very touching, but at the same time, things we live through pretty much every day. So I think everyone will find something to get inspired. And yeah, it's beautifully easy to read poetry as well. So Paul, thank you for the beautiful book. Now, how do I unshare this? Can someone get rid of that? Oh, do I have to press something? Stop share. There you go. I've got it. So Paul, thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this work for you. And I hope I have next time more time to do more work. And so anyone would like me to do something for them, please approach me. I'm approachable, and a lot of stuff I just do because I love doing it, and I will not necessarily charge you. So yeah, because it makes me, this is how I get to create for others. Now, after me, I believe, is beautiful, beautiful person. Oh yes, that's some of my artwork that I created for Dragonfly. Beautiful Elijah, who I have not met, but I hope to meet when I'm in Adelaide in April. And one of the drawings in the book is actually inspired by Paul's incredible love and dedication to his children. So Paul's love for his family, it just shines through him. So I don't know if Paul's going to say anything more about Elijah, but here is Paul and Elijah. That's me.
Can everyone hear me? On. I wake up to a gloomy day, every now and then to see a flicker of light peeking through the curtain gap, like the light is playing hide and seek. Off. I dream about waffles the next morning, the smell creeping up my nose. I won't even bother to turn the light switch on, and before I know it, I'm back up in the pitch black of my universal dream, flicking the light switch on again. On. I wake up to the bright screen of my phone as the annoying alarm goes off. It's still dark outside, so I go to switch my light on, but nothing happens. Off. The light won't work because there's a power outage. I check my watch to see what time it is, but it's flat. A, the light won't work. B, I have no idea what time it is, and now I've tripped over the shoes I left out. I pick up my phone and see a message saying, battery, warning is low. My phone then shuts down. I get up, forgetting I moved into a new house, and walk blindly into a wall. I made a dent, two actually, one on my head, the other in the wall. I can see it now because the light is playing hide and seek again, this time for a while. On. Finally I can see again, and I won hide and seek because the light was behind the curtains I opened earlier. Off. I fall asleep dreaming about some weird incinerator thing that I'm climbing into for some reason. It's hot. On. I wake to the smell of waffles and chocolate ice cream. Well, I can't smell the ice cream, but I know it's there. I float to the kitchen, knowing which is biggest, and choose it. Waffles, my dream. Off. My dreams, like the universe, come alive as I think about the past, wonder about the present, and imagine the future. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Neshka, and thank you, Eli, for doing that one. Love it. All right, so next up, we've got Jeff. Are you ready, Jeff? Yes?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yep. All right, cool. Jeff's zooming in from Canada, so it's very early for him at the moment. But he's a fiction writer and a poet, journalist, and spoken word artist based in Toronto, Canada. He's headlined in countless literary series throughout Canada, the UK, the US, France, and Ireland over his last 20 years. His performance style is influenced by slam conventions, but subverts them with wit, ironic humor, and satirical tone. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, Jeff continued his spoken word career via Zoom, which has allowed him to attend literary events in Australia, New Zealand, India, Singapore, Lebanon, and other new places. In 2021, he had poetry and flash fiction published in several international anthologies, including Paper Teller Diorama in New York, Sinew, 10 Years of Poetry in the Brew in Nashville, Globalization, The Sphere Keeps Spinning in Sydney, Australia, and The Things Fall Apart, Mischievous Machines in the UK. Other short fiction and poems by him have appeared in the South Shore Review and The Dreaming Machine. Jeff was also featured in the poetry podcast Wordsmith here in Australia and Poets and Muses in the US last year. His poem, This Is Not Real Poetry, published in last year's Brownstone Poets Anthology, was nominated for a Pushcart Prize. Jeff's journalistic credits include OHS Canada, Toronto.com, Now, iWeekly, Exclaim, Post City Magazines, Yellow Pages Canada, Divorce Magazine, Job Postings, and Digital Journal. In 2015, he was nominated for a Kenneth R. Wilson Memorial Award for his OHS Canada article, Off the Rails. He holds a Master of Arts degree in English from the University of Toronto, as well as a certificate in creative writing from Humber College. Jeff is a former literary editor of Burning Effigy Press. Hate Story is Jeff's 7th or 8th attempt at a first novel, also published by Dragonfly Publishing. And if you can see Lisa's window now, she's holding it up. Jeff likes writing, movies, travel, and puppies. And here he is with everybody's favorite poem. And if you don't know it, then it will be your favorite shortly.
All right, I may have to do this quieter than usual because it's 5 o'clock in the morning here and I don't want to wake up my upstairs neighbors. So, look, up in the sky. No, not the sky, in the coffee shop, sitting at the corner table, alone, scrolling down his cell phone with 2 days' growth of beard and a milk stain on his pants. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it a dog? Is it a waffle iron? Is it a shoe? No, it's Adequate Man. Adequate Man, faster than a speeding hamster, more powerful than a toddler, able to leap over a tall noodle in a single bound. Adequate Man, when trouble rears its head, does he ignore it? No, he stays home and reads about it on the internet. When faced with injustice, does he lie down? No, he sits and tells others on social media to do something. When people are needy, does he neglect them? No, he donates $5 to the cause if it's tax deductible. When trash needs to be taken out, when dishes need to be dried, when the dog needs to be walked, he does it. Whatever the crisis, whatever the threat, citizens know they can call on him for the bare minimum. Tremble before the powers of Adequate Man. His 20/20 vision, his average physical strength, his ability to melt steel with the help of welding equipment, his bachelor's degree in environmental studies, his office data entry job, the force of which has allowed him to pay off part of his student loan, his capability of viewing an entire Netflix series in one binge, his gift for devouring 6 pizza slices in one meal. Watch Adequate Man and you will believe a man can fly, provided that he makes the airport gate on time. Adequate Man and his loyal sidekick, Drinking Buddy. What a duo! Together they rid the world of craft beer and chicken wings while they bravely watch hockey and battles against a tough trivia question. Who steps in with the right answer every time? Drinking Buddy. And when Adequate Man faces another lonely Saturday evening, whom does he call on for help? Drinking Buddy, of course. With Drinking Buddy 6-packs and Xbox games, both of them team up to save the night once more. Feel the wrath of the mortal enemies of Adequate Man, the landlord who keeps reminding him the rent is late, the neighborhood tabby cat who triggers his allergies, the cute, perky ex who just wants to be friends now, the messy, filthy apartment that still refuses to clean itself, and his ultimate nemesis, the Joker. Specifically, his old high school acquaintance, Bob, who now works in upper management at the same company. Still working in data entry, eh, Adequate Man? Don't let the high stress get to you. Oh, the laughter, the crazed, mocking laughter. One day, Bob, you will get yours. And so, citizens, the next time you need a hero who can help you rake your leaves, or give you a lift to the airport, or take money at the door at your next poetry event, you know whom to look for. Look, over there, smoking behind the 7-Eleven. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it a no smoking sign on a plane? Is it a fidget spinner? Is it a chocolate teapot? Is it a ladle? Is it a bidet? Is it a jack-in-the-box? Is it a designer purse? Is it a tea cozy? Is it a tooth grill? Is it a toast rack? Is it an egg slicer? Is it a mattress tag that reads "Do not remove"? No, it's Adequate Man, the quintessential hero of our times. Thank you. That was adequate, man. My name's Jeff Cottrill. I'll put some info in the chat for you.
Thank you so much for that, Jeff. That my boys were very happy to hear that one again. So thank you. And now we've got Skylar coming back to share a poem as well, if she's ready. Skylar?
I am ready. I'm
Yes.
just, yeah, I'm dealing with 2 screens at the moment and I'm very technologically challenged. So yes, let me just move things around and see what I can find. Okay. So Paul, I know that you did want me to do a certain poem, but I just felt that it was too heavy and depressing for such an amazing event as your book launch. So I'm going to give you all a new one. Lisa's holding up the book, Shine. So yeah, I'm going to give you a new one of my poems. I just wrote it at the end of last year, and of course I've done what everyone does and I've rewritten it I don't know how many times. So this is the latest version, but not necessarily the last. It's called Not a Crisis. Okay, so there's this topic of conversation that's becoming a source of irritation, and I think it's time I just opened it up for some honest discussion. You see, I'm getting a little tired of hearing it implied any person of a certain age living a life inspired is a tryhard in the middle of a midlife crisis. I keep hearing people my age claim that life is a young person's game. I'm sorry. I beg to differ when global statistics clearly paint the picture that it's a game for all ages and the only thing that matters is you're game enough to play it. The undertone of this whole conversation seems to be that there's a list that I've missed of activities age appropriate that my lifetime of to-dos require scheduling into a timeline template, which is concerning, given my desire to do a thing often dissipates, soon to be replaced by anything I anticipate will be fun, and never once have I considered my age a thing that dictates my eligibility to participate. I'm not trying to be argumentative or anal, but a nullification of everything I want to do but have not yet got around to, or adding things to my to-do because I feel a thing is a thing I want to do, should not come down to me belonging to or determined by you, never agreed upon by me, age group. I have spent a lifetime fantasizing about dying, but recently something in my brain has flipped and I find myself delirious, full of fearless, because as I age, I fear less, cured of the blindness forced on us by social constructs constructed like a virus to distract and deconstruct us. My life's trajectory, misguided noisily by an inner commentary of indoctrinated doctrinary, sheared off on a tangent of sheer irrationality, wearing down my sense of self, diminishing my mental health, leaving me in no fit state to navigate all the things I felt. I was convinced from my blinkered perspective, towing the line of expectation was expected, discontent festered, leaving me festering with unanswered questions, suggesting it was time to cease being open to suggestions and start honing in on my own truths and intentions. So I am awake now, joyful, fearless, empowered, healthy, living my life without apology, the sole custodian of my boundaries, a goddess. My temple is my body, which is definitely senescent, but the life force inside it isn't. Let's be clear about what I'm trying to say here. There is no such thing as a midlife crisis, just a moment in time when we stop denying that every moment of every day we're all dying. None of us are getting out of here alive, and our lives are just a blip on the existential timeline. There is no time to waste time or put a time limit on the time it takes to do things. There is time only to live a life extraordinary. So you can watch on or walk on, but I plan to raise the fucking roof on everything I've ever kept a lid on, and irregardless of any name you wish to name it, as I go about living life to the fullest, I think of it as a celebration, not a crisis. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much, Skylar. That was awesome. Thank you. All right. So we're getting towards the end. I've got a couple more poems to share, like I said earlier. So both of these ones are from the last section of my book, which is called Soul Sore. Soul Sore. If you could read my soul, you would discover a universe of love that you've never experienced. So the first poem I'm going to do from this section, I'm actually going to read from my book. I hope. It's called Grounding. The wind told me to listen carefully to its ebb and flow, to stand tall and lean into it, knowing I am held, to be still, feel its push, let it guide me to my higher self, that I am not alone, never ever alone. The waves brought me a message. They said, the moon and wind make them what they are, is what makes them beautiful, powerful in both the calm and the storm. I spoke to the sand, my eyes stinging as the tears streamed down my face. I asked, why is everything so chaotic when all I crave is calm? It replied that the universe will give you what you need right when you need it, that it is divine in timing, that our choice is to listen, to learn, to grow, just as the trees do towards the light. If you could read my skin, you would see every beating, every battering, every scar, every burn I have endured by my own hands or by the careless hands of others. If you could read my palms, you would see every weighted callus, every scratched, every wound that has tried to destroy me, that's made me. You would see every path traveled, every dead end, every decision that led me to a closing, an opening. If you could read my heart, you would find peace in its pieces, each one full of so much love, so much care, so much truth and authenticity, all of it bleeding out through everything I say and do. If you could read my soul, you would discover a universe of love that you have never experienced. And while at times this has been judged by those who don't understand it as self-fulfilling, it is everything but that. It's real and raw without expectation. It is me. The sunlight said, although like you, I am sometimes hidden behind heavy clouds, I am always here to warm you when you're cold, to guide you when you're lost in the darkness, to bring you home to yourself. And I replied, I was lost and wandering, but I am listening and following. I am grateful for everything, and I am ready to go home. Thank you. So this last poem, yeah, thank you everyone for coming tonight. It really is, I feel very, very, very grateful. And thank you to everyone who's performed and shared tonight as well. It's really been a joy. I wouldn't be here without any of you. So yeah, thank you so much. This last poem is called May Your Future. And I guess really it's a parting message to you all. May your future shine like the sun, giving warmth and light. May your dreams motivate you to fight for what's right. May your current state be full of strength and might as you travel on your journey. Fight your good fight. May the way that you've shattered be turned into good. May it help to guide others as you heal, burn dead wood, learning self-worth, self-love, reclaiming livelihood, sharing that with others so they know that they too could. May your heart have the peace that its pieces desire, resonate bright, a leading light full of heartwarming fire, a hate-free zone full of love that no other soul can mire, impacting humanity positively, always seeking to inspire. No matter how far you go, may your heart find a home, may your tribe hold your hand, may they never let go, believing in you always. No matter how far you roam, as you share courage and love with others, together or alone. May your legacy leave the planet, a lasting impression when your time comes to walk the stairway to heaven. May your words still ring true and help long after you're gone. When it's all said and done, may your history live long. But until then, may your future shine like the sun, giving warmth and light. May your dreams motivate you to fight for what's right. May your current state be full of strength and might as you travel on your journey. Fight your good fight. Thank you so much, everyone.
Well, all I can say is congratulations, Paul, on the production of this amazing, amazing collection. I just want to let everyone know that this is available to purchase through our website, or if you're in Australia, go to your local bookshop and ask them to get it, and they will get it for you. Or if you're outside of Australia, go online to Amazon or online booksellers such as Barnes & Noble, Waterstones and order it through them. This is an amazing, heartfelt, raw collection that you all need to hear. It is accessible and amazing. So well done, Paul. This has been such a joy to produce, and we are so proud to have been your publisher. Congratulations on the launch of Soul Refraction. And a big thank you to Skylar and Neshka, whose book Shine is also available. Same channels. Go to your bookshop, get them to get it for you. And Hate Story by Jeff Cottrill. These amazing, talented people have all been published by us, and their work speaks for itself. It's amazing. I'm sure you'll all agree. Having heard what you've heard tonight, aren't these people just incredible? Give it up for all of these amazing, talented performers.